thank you, and thank you. This is Calvin Dean with The Calvin Dean Show. Wow, people. We had a wild card weekend last week, and man, what games. The Buffalo Bills played out of their minds, and they beat the Indianapolis Colts. And man, I tell you something, they just, Josh Allen looked all world, man. He's that gunslinger. He reminds me of a Patrick Mahomes. He definitely reminds me of that. And I'll tell you, Stephon Diggs, he is just all world. I mean, he's just really, really good. And how about Cole Beasley? Cole Beasley coming through. That guy, he's just such a great slot receiver. Reminds me a lot like Edelman. And I'm telling you that Josh Allen and that arm, wow. I mean, wow, and Davis stepping up. I mean, they got a really, really good team, man. I mean, just a really good team. And how about those Baltimore Ravens beating the Titans? I predicted that as well. Wow. Lamar Jackson just coming through. That kid is such a competitor. He played one heck of a game. And yes, Lamar Jackson won a playoff game. Yeah. Getting some applause on that one. I mean, he's got the monkey off his back for sure on that one. And Lamar, I'm telling you, I told everyone in the beginning of the season, I predicted the Ravens going against the Tampa Bay Bucks in the Super Bowl. And that prediction is still alive, people. Still alive. But we have to go over the winners and losers. And I'm going to go over my predictions for this next week. It's the Divisional Playoffs. Yes, Divisional Playoffs. And how about those Browns, man? Those Browns just beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. How surprising was that? Wow. And they did it, just convincingly. I mean, yeah, it didn't help the turnovers right in the beginning. But, I mean, the Browns just stayed to it. And they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were better that game. They were better that day. We just say that day, yes, the Cleveland Browns were a better team. Pittsburgh Steelers, hopefully Ben will come back next year. But I think it's his last season. I think he'll retire. He looked kind of down and out. I never seen the man cry on the sidelines, but he was crying, that's for sure. Too bad. But, Ben, it's time for the new blood in town. Baker Mayfield. He's playing out of his mind, Baker Mayfield. And the Kansas City Chiefs, he's got a tall order against the Kansas City Chiefs, that's for sure. And then you have the Saints beating up on the Bears. Now, I thought that was going to be an upset, but I was wrong. Saints are just all that and then some, that's for sure. And then the Buccaneers, I predicted that one. They just looked amazing. Tom Brady, he's in the playoffs. Watch out. Just watch out. And hats off to the Washington football team for making it into the playoffs. And, hey, they played tough against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They really did. I was impressed with Heineke. The kid was just really, really good. I think he's the future of that team, Heineke. He really played well, and he played well in the playoffs, guys. The playoffs, I'm telling you, watch out for that kid next year, that's for sure. And then we have Lamar Jackson doing what Lamar Jackson does the best, and run the ball and just create just amazing plays. I mean, I'm telling you, and D.K. Dobbins, he looked amazing. He had a 5.5 yard average. I mean, a carry per average. I mean, that's just amazing. And the Bills, they're not that good when it comes to the defense with the rush defense. I mean, the Bills are suspect in this game. Suspect, and suspect with their defense. But it's going to be one heck of a game. I mean, the defense on the Ravens is ranked 7th. The Bills are 14th. We have the offense of the Ravens 19th and the Bills number 2. Passing offense number 3 for the Bills. 32 for the passing of the Ravens. But when it comes to rushing, the Ravens are the number 1 team in the NFL in rushing. Wow. That's pretty big, especially when the playoffs are, it's playoff season, and it's all about the defense and the rushing in a lot of these games. That's just my opinion, but actually it works out to be facts as well. So, I'm telling you, Ben Roethlisberger, I'm so sorry. I mean, I saw the guy crying on the sidelines. What was that? Anyway, I mean, it's been a long time. I think he's going to retire. I really do. And, I think it's time. It's time. He had his time in the sun, and he'll be a Hall of Famer, that's for sure. But how about those Rams, man? Beating up on the Seattle Seahawks. Wow. That was amazing as well. So, I mean, the Rams, going against the Packers, the Ravens going against the Bills, the Browns going against the Chiefs, and the Buccaneers going against the Saints. Wow. What matchups we have. We have the Saturday matchup. We have the Rams against the Packers in the early game, and in the late game, we have the Ravens going against the Bills. Sunday, we have the Browns early game against the Chiefs, and then the last game of the division round playoffs will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going against the New Orleans Saints. I mean, 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks going after each other, and that's going to be an exciting game to watch. I think the most exciting game to watch is going to be the Ravens against the Bills. That's my opinion. I think that's going to be the most exciting game to watch. And, it has a lot to do with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. And also the Ravens defense, the Buffalo Bills defense and stopping the run. I mean, there's a lot that has to do with that game, my friends. That game is going to be key. Whoever comes out of that game, I think, will be going to the Super Bowl. The next game, we'll talk about we're going to talk about all the games. Another game that I think is going to be a pretty exciting game. I think the Browns and the Chiefs are going to be exciting. I really do. I think that's going to be, I think the Browns are going to keep it close. I really do. It's going to be a fun game to watch, and then you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've lost 2 games in the regular season against the Saints. They lost in the first game, and then the second game was just a blowout, 38-3. I mean, wow, there's not one team that's beat Mr. Tom Brady 3 times in the season, same season. It's never happened. So, got to put that in perspective as well. It's all about the intimidation of defenses and then just the wow factor with the offensives. I mean, it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to watch this weekend. I can't wait, guys. It's going to be fun. What about the news? The news in the NFL. Let's just go to news before I start picking these things out. The news is who is retiring. That's the news, people. Who's retiring? Well, I don't know. It could be Phillip Rivers, but I think Phillip Rivers is back. I think he's going to come back for the Colts. The reason why the Colts were in the playoffs is because of Phillip Rivers. And I think he has at least 1 or 2 years in him. He looked great this year, really great. Hats off to Phillip Rivers. Jared Goff is going to start as QB against the Packers, and Wolford is ruled out. His concussion, his neck. Wow, did he take a hit? I mean, the guys laid him out, man. Laid him out. And I feel sorry for the kid. Blake Bortles will be the backup for Saturday. Just think if Goff goes down, they have Blake Bortles. Oh my God, the guy was, putting, food on the shelves at a local supermarket, and they put him on the practice squad, and now he's, going to be second string in a playoff game. Wow. Like from rags to riches, people, rags to riches. And the Vikings wideout Justin Jefferson reflects on his rookie season. Yes, record rookie season. And I'm telling you something, that kid is just all that and then some. Kirk Cousins just can thank his lucky stars he has him, especially after losing Diggs. Tom Brady facing the Saints. I mean, how can you? That's going to be a prolific game. Prolific. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, guys. Let's go over the final QB rankings from Calvin Dean. People, let's do that. Yeah. The final rankings of QBs in the NFL is, I'm giving it to Patty Mahomes. He's going to be my number one, number one QB. The guy's all world. And number two, definitely Aaron Rodgers. Between both of them, I'm doing. It's a tie between the third place. Third place is a tie. I'm giving it to Mr. Josh Allen and Mr. Tom Brady. That is a tie. It is a tie. And then then you have third and fourth, and then the fifth place would be Russell Wilson. And my sixth place will have to give it to Ryan Tannehill. The kid was lights out. 16 games, 65.5% completion percentage. He had 3,800 yards, 33 touchdown passes, 7 rushing. I mean, he ended up at 40 touchdowns. You gotta love that, And then Lamar Jackson, number 8, and have to go number 9, Mr. Drew Brees, and the round up the top 10 quarterbacks for Calvin Dean, the 10th quarterback, and he could be number 1 next year. We'll see. Phillip Rivers. Oh yeah. The reason why the Indianapolis Colts made it to the playoffs is because of that man. Phillip Rivers. He's all world. That, my friends, are the top 10 QBs, final QBs of the season. I had to bring it out. Now, you have to go. Now, who's the rookie of the year? I'm going to give it to Jefferson. I usually, you don't give it to a quarterback. Usually it's always quarterbacks. I think Justin Herbert should be actually the actual rookie of the year for QBs. He's definitely the rookie of the year for QBs. Joe Burrow, he did play good, but nothing like Justin Herbert or Tua. Tua didn't play that well as well, not as well as Justin Herbert. I mean, Justin Herbert definitely, he should get the rookie of the year for quarterbacks. That's for sure. Hats off to Justin Herbert, and he's going to come back next year, and they definitely, I think the Chargers are going to really do well next year. And that's one of my predictions. That's for sure. So, people, let's do it. Let's get to it. Let's get to the picks of the weekend for the weekend. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, the first game, it's a Saturday. 1:35 on Fox. The Los Angeles Rams going into Green Bay. Now, it's going to be a balmy 34 degrees in Green Bay. It's going to be beautiful. I mean, the fans, there's going to be, I believe, 7,000 or 8,000 fans in the stadium. maybe even 9,000, and they're going to probably have their shirts off, and they'll be in shorts, and the Los Angeles Rams will be freezing on the sideline. Yet, I think the Rams are going to really play the Packers really, really tough. And Rodgers is going to have a hard time with Mr. Aaron Donald. I can guarantee you that. It's going to be a tough time for him. Tough time. And then we have, we number one defense going against the number 9 defense of the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Green Bay Packers have had a hard time with the run, with their defense. So you got to, what do the Rams do? They run the ball. Offensively, number 5 against number 11. Number 5 would be the Green Bay Packers. Number 11 would be the Los Angeles Rams. And then we go to passing. Only 9. Number 9 in the NFL is the Packers, and then number 13 for the Los Angeles Rams. And with rushing, it looks like actually, statistic-wise, the Packers have a better rushing attack than the Rams, because there's a reason for that, people. It's because sometimes the Rams don't show up. They just don't. They don't show up, and we all know it, I mean, we're all asking ourselves a question: are the Rams going to show up? I mean, I could have picked the Rams last week, but I didn't know if they're going to show up. And now they have Goff and they have Blake Bortles. I mean, but does it matter? Didn't matter last week, did it? Their defense was all world. But then you're not going against Green Bay Packers. You're going against the Seattle Seahawks. Green Bay Packers offensive line is stout. And the way Rodgers he doesn't scramble like Wilson. Wilson will scramble. He's a little short, shorter than Rodgers. So he has to scramble. He's got to get out of the pocket, and he has to throw the ball. It's easy, and he's best at that. But on the other hand, Aaron Rodgers is taller. He just sits in the pocket. He goes forward. He'll go to the left and go to the right. He'll juke people out of the way, but he's not a runner like Russell Wilson. And but he's going to get it out fast. They're going to have a game plan for the Los Angeles Rams. And the Los Angeles Rams, they do give up some yards when it comes to rushing the defense. So it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a great game. I'm giving this to the Green Bay Packers over the Rams. The Los Angeles Rams. Green Bay will go to the next round, the championship game against, we'll see who's going to be against, won't we? But the Los Angeles Rams will lose in this. They'll show their Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde will come out this coming Saturday, and the Rams will lose against the Packers. The next game is this is huge. This is a big game, guys. The Baltimore Ravens, they're just playing out of their minds, going against the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills 13-3, the Baltimore Ravens 11-5. This is a real hard game to call. Now if you're comparing kickers, I would give it to the Ravens, right? Quarterbacks, it's pretty even. Josh Allen can run the ball, but he can also pass the ball very well. He's that gunslinger, man. He'll take those chances. Same thing with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is all wheels. Now, the Buffalo Bills are a fast defense, mind you. They've got some fast players. Their linebackers aren't big, but they're fast. And I'm telling you, they're going to have a spy on Mr. Lamar Jackson at all times. And, he's just going to have to beat him. I'm sure he will. He'll beat him time and time out. I guarantee you, he'll beat anybody time and time out. That kid is just all world, that's for sure. This is such a hard game to call. I mean, I'm from back east. I used to go to Buffalo Bill football games when I was a kid. I saw O.J. Simpson run. I was like 8 years old when I saw him run. And back then they didn't have helmets. Joke, guys. It's a joke. Anyway, now the Baltimore Ravens, on the other hand, this is such a hard game to call. I mean, and the one thing, I did call the Baltimore Ravens going into the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year. But the Buffalo Bills, I did predict the Buffalo Bills to win their division as well. I did predict that, and I predicted that the New England Patriots would be hard fought to even get to 500. And I told everyone they would not make the playoffs. And what happened? That's what happened. So this is a pivotal game for, I think, both teams. This is a pivotal game for Josh Allen and a pivotal game for Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson just won his first playoff game out of the first two playoff games were horrendous. Last week, playing against the Titans, he just looked great. He took the game in his own hands, made that one run near the end of the game with a $1:45 left. He stayed in bounds. It's a very smart move. He was, I'm telling you, that was probably the best play of the whole game was that run, and how he actually was smart and he stayed in bounds. That was amazing. Hats off to Lamar Jackson on that one. On the other hand, you have the gunslinger, Josh Allen. He has some wheels too, and he makes things happen. They're both fun kids to watch. Very, very fun kids to watch. Buffalo Bill is 13-3. They were 13-3 for a reason, because they're really good. And the Ravens, in the middle of the season, they're at the end of the season, man, and the playoff game, they've been playing hot. They've been playing really good. You got to watch out for them. Now, we're going to go to a little bit of histrionics between both teams. All right. They played, on December 8th. And the Baltimore Ravens beat the Buffalo Bills 24-17. Now, mind you, that's a scary thing if you're a Buffalo Bill fan. Okay, now, mind you, this might even be a scary thing if you're a Baltimore Raven fan, because, the Bills don't seem to lose twice so easily, I mean, the Bills have that number 3 passing attack, and Lamar Jackson this year has been horrendous when passing. But they had the number 1 rushing attack with Lamar Jackson and against the number 20 of the Bills. So, I mean, and their defense, the Ravens' defense is better. They're top 7. They're 7th ranked, and the Bills are 14th. So, I mean, you're going against the number 2 offense, against the number 19th offense. I mean, you look at the stats, and you see the Bills winning this game. But, on the other hand, you look at how they're playing, and that Baltimore has their number. They beat them by 7 points last time. Baltimore will beat the Buffalo Bills this time once again, but it will be less than 7 points. I can guarantee you that. Baltimore Ravens over the Buffalo Bills. Tucker will kick a last-second field goal of 59 yards and win the game. The Baltimore Ravens over the Buffalo Bills. The next games are Sunday, and what a lineup we have on Sunday. We have the high-flying Browns. Last 2 games, they beat Pittsburgh. They beat them in the final game of the season. Now, mind you, they were playing their second-string lineup of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They beat them by 2 points. But then the Steelers got on their high horse saying, you barely beat us with our replacement team, and you guys are going to get annihilated with our first string. And, the Browns just went out real early, were pouring it on, 45 points, and they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm telling you, the Browns are for real. And the Kansas City Chiefs, they've been off for 2 weeks, mind you. 2 weeks, yes, 2 weeks. And you have to think. I'm a firm believer. I would not sit my team. They sat their team the last week, so they've had 2 weeks off. Just not a fan of that. They need to come out. They need to come out right away strong. On the other hand, I think the Cleveland Browns are going to come out and they're going to just play very hard, very hard. Kansas City, they'll keep them in. Kansas City will be maybe losing a little by halftime, and then get to the third quarter, and Kansas City's going to come back, and they're going to come back, and Pat Mahomes is going to fire it up, and the Cleveland Browns will go down as losing this game. Kansas City Chiefs with the Cleveland Browns. I really want to say Cleveland. I'm serious, everyone. I really wanted to say the Cleveland Browns. I really did. I wanted to pick them in this game. I really did. Baker Mayfield playing out of his mind. That defense, that offense, that running game of Chubbs. They got such a great, talented team. And if they have Higgins, they got Landry, they got Hooper, and their defense is just, outstanding. But the defense has to stop the Kansas City Chiefs offense. And I think everyone's going to be going, oh my God, we're winning. But, Pat Mahomes, he's just infamous, man. He's infamous. He's at home. He's going to bring the team back. It's going to be a last 2-minute drive. Pat Mahomes to win this over this Cleveland Browns. Wow, that's going to be an exciting game. The last game of the night would be Sunday Night Football. 6:40 Eastern Time, 3:40 Pacific Standard Time. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the GOAT going into the New Orleans Saints against Mr. Drew Brees himself, Alvin Kamara. Oh my God, that team is just loaded with talent, just like Tampa Bay. But there's one thing that the Saints have over the Tampa Bay Bucs. Their defense is a little bit better. It just is. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have a great defense as well. Great defense as well. They're not quite as good as the defense of New Orleans, but they're close, mind you. The offense of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is ranked 7th in the NFL. 7th. The New Orleans Saints is ranked 12th. Whoa. All right, let's say 1 for Tampa Bay. All right, out of 4 different things I'm going to go over. Tampa Bay, number 1. They already won. And then the next thing, defense. Tampa Bay is ranked 6th. And the New Orleans Saints is ranked 4th. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, okay. So here you go. Now it's tied 1-1. The next stat of the season, Tampa Bay ranked 2nd in passing. Yes, the GOAT brought his team to be actually the 2nd ranked passing offense in the NFL. And that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you have the passing attack of the New Orleans Saints at 19. Well, Drew Brees was hurt, mind you, So they didn't pass that much when Drew Brees wasn't there. But their offense is geared around some running too. It's all, and Alvin Kamara, that's for sure. And now they're only 19th. The New Orleans Saints is ranked 19th in passing against 2 for Tampa Bay. So that's a big thing. So now we got 2-1 Tampa Bay. 4th. Man, why'd you have to do this to me? Rushing. Well, The New Orleans Saints have 6. They're ranked 6th in the NFL in rushing. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ranked 28th. Wow. But I'm telling you something, I've seen it happen. During this year, I'm telling you, they started running Rojo. He was doing the Fournette, Rojo. I think if they do that and keep Mr. Breeze off the field, Tampa Bay could win this game. They could win this game. If they went to rushing attack, little dinks rushing, but you got the Saints defense. They're number 4. I truly believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can start rushing the ball and keeping the ball away from the great one in Drew Brees. This is the upset of the weekend. This is my upset, people. My upset of the weekend is, well, we have Green Bay playing the Rams, and I picked Green Bay, right? We have the Baltimore Ravens beating the Bills. And mind you, the Bills are favored by 2.5 points. Wow. The Bills are favored over the Ravens. So that's kind of a mild upset I'm calling on that one. Okay, so and I have the Kansas City Chiefs beating up on the Browns. That's not an upset. Okay, here it is, people. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will beat the New Orleans Saints. And that is an upset because the New Orleans Saints are giving them 3 points. So, I'm telling you something. The New Orleans Saints will lose this game. That's my upset of the weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. So, let's just go over really quickly. We have a major upset. I'm calling the Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to beat the New Orleans Saints. I have the Kansas City Chiefs over the Cleveland Browns. I have the Baltimore Ravens upsetting the Buffalo Bills. And I have the Green Bay Packers over the Los Angeles Rams. People, it's been fun. Next weekend will be championship weekend. Can't wait to that. Have fun. Stay safe. Everyone, go NFL. Yes, go. This is Calvin Dean with The Calvin Dean Show, sponsored by the NFL Network. Have a great one, people.